got really good reviews and actually come with a certificate. I've been impressed with it for how much.
You mean torque wrench or tool?
Yeah, torque wrench.
I keep meaning to go down to discount and check and see if my Tectons are still accurate, because they have one of those like on the wall for sale.
Hey guys, welcome to another kind of episode of VTEC Academy Live. We're actually working on one of our project cars, doing some video. So I thought we'd just flip on the recording. If anybody wants to join us, you can ask questions. Carl will be dropping tools and reading off questions. What's up?
We got one here. So
Yeah,
one,
this
two.
one doesn't go in yet.
That one's
Then
not
two
in.
up top,
I got two up top.
and one there and one there.
And then the one on the other side
Oh,
of the
and
starter.
the starter.
I got one here. Did I miss one?
Yeah, it's
the
the
starter
starter
right
right
here.
here.
Alright, that's the last one. I feel like I'm missing one.
Hey, Mims is here.
Wow.
George Davis. Yeah, K24.
He works
A2.
late. K12 A2, yep. Going in my
You can almost
daily
see it.
driver,
Where do you want
which is 2001 Civic with 2005 bodywork.
Yeah.
ES2.
We're just back up on the tool cart for now.
Ooh, let me scan this, readjust this so people's heads get in there.
Yeah.
Probably looks better that way.
Hey, Carter,
Yes.
my wife said, good thing I'm not wearing khakis.
Good thing you're not wearing khakis, exactly.
I got harassed for wearing khakis.
He said, Mim says, yes, I'm here, and yes, it's late. Or should I say early?
For him, early.
Well, it's tomorrow. It's yesterday here.
It's already Friday there.
Yeah.
What other makes do you guys like besides Hondas? Oh, I mean, don't.
I don't. Do you like anything other than Honda?
Me?
Yeah.
Tube frame race cars and.
I like,
Kind
I like my Toyota pickup.
Yeah,
Toyota.
the Tacomas are nice.
Yeah.
Our first one served us for 200,000 problem-free miles, and
Yeah.
our second one's.
I had what other cars have I owned? Dodge Colt back in the 70s. Toyota Tercel in the 70s.
I heard you used to have a
Before,
few
before I got my
Volkswagens.
I had what?
A few
A
Volkswagens.
Volkswagen, yeah. I had a GTI when I first started working for Hasport, and then I had a Squareback too when I worked for
Oh,
Hasport.
sweet.
I had a Miata.
And then,
I had an RX-7 in 1980 before I had my CRX.
oh, that's right. You autocross that too.
Flame-breathing monster.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go down.
Tower of Winkle.
Eating Doritos. We used to hang out with the Spec RX-7 guys at the track, and every time they come in having issues, we'd be like, oh, sounds like it needs a valve adjustment. Got a rod knock? They hated hanging out with us.
We would do that with Subaru guys. Dude, I think one of you got a misfire.
Yeah.
Kind of sound like it.
No, they designed it that way.
That's funny. A Porsche's designed the same way. It doesn't sound like that.
That's because it has equal length headers. They know how to design exhaust.
It costs more. You get it to sound right when you pay more for your car.
Right.
I've heard proper headers on those things, and it totally changes.
Yeah, they sound good at that.
Yeah, they do sound a-okay. So,
So I've already filmed all the bracketry going in, so I really don't need to film anything on this
well,
camera
this is
until.
going to be different because we're going to do it. We do different mount order.
No, I know. I don't need to film anything until the engine's actually placed in the chassis.
Did we?
I'll shoot some B-roll of the engine dropping in.
Did we cover the? All my 19s are gone. Where are they? Oh, they're there.
There should be one on the impact right here.
Did we do? Did we show all the mounts for this particular engine?
Yeah, you discussed them in the opening.
Okay.
And then we showed the bracketry going in.
All right.
So I just figure I'll shoot a little shot of the engine, the car loading onto the engine, and I'll shoot video of the mounts being placed on the engine.
Okay.
And then the install the rear bracket, I'll have to shoot that.
Right.
Jeremy Amp says he got me his all-wheel drive set up finally.
Great.
I think he was assembling Because now I'm scared standing here scratching my head. You know, he's been asking for that all-wheel drive episode. We'll have to soon.
Yeah.
Do an all-wheel drive specific episode. We really don't know anybody well to donate their time that's done a bunch of all-wheel drive stuff. I assume you probably do.
Yeah, but not here.
Yeah.
It's funny because we've almost started a couple of projects. It just never has panned out. But this summer, I think we'll try to find a, like I want to do. I want to do an EF sedan, all-wheel drive.
Yep.
I'll
So-
decide whether we're doing B or K.
So since you're messing with that, we've got some people hanging out now.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell them what we're doing and
So, for those of you who have joined us, what we're doing right now is we're actually recording video for an episode of VTEC Academy. This is my daily driver. It's a 2001 Civic, and it is getting this TSX motor. So we're just kind of going over, a couple nights ago, we put in an RSX Type S motor, actually an EP3 motor, K20A3, to show everybody what was required to do that. And now we're actually putting the motor in that's going to stay in, which is this K20A2.
K24,
K24.
A2.
I'm sorry, K24A2. I need the mounts. I need the transmission mounts.
They are right
There we go. Cool. That we can bolt on. So you want to film on this and we'll
Yep.
talk about it real quick? All right, so now we're getting ready to put in the engine that's actually going to go in the car. Wire harness is on, everything's torqued down the way it should be. Replaced all the parts we need to replace, I think, with the exception of, oh, we did the block bracket too, cool. Now we're going to do the mounts. Now, as I mentioned before, this mount is quite a bit different than the one that's used for the RSX transmission. The only thing that's really uncommon is this, the height of this and where this barrel of the mount is located, and this front bolt hole. Other than that, it's kind of different. Now, this is a Tsx transmission. It also works with the Accord transmission from the, well, first gen Tsx transmission, the magnesium one. It also works with the Accord transmission from the 2003 to 2007 Accord. So if you're looking to try to do it in like a budget, that Accord transmission is cheap. I've seen them for, you know, 250 bucks all around and even less than that. Although I think, unfortunately, the price is starting to go up on them because we released mounts for them. So now they're a little more demand. Exactly. All right. Let's find some bolts for this thing. Let me go into the bolt collection. Miscellaneous hardware. You don't want to throw it out. Should have got all the bolts ready. I'm gonna put this one in the front.
What? We're never ready for anything. Come on now.
That's why there's editing. Yeah, it's not even long enough.
Then why'd we let everybody hang out with us live?
Well,
They can see that
they can
it's
see how the
not
sausage
perfect.
is made.
So what is this going to
Rear bracket. That goes to the mount. The other part. Yeah, we bolt that in once the engine's hanging.
Actually, or we can bolt it on the floor. Might be a little bit easier to see how it works. Ah, there we go. No, wrong side.
Somebody's wondering if we do white brackets for the aluminum mounts. We don't. They're all powder coated black. Although, can you?
I didn't.
order them raw and get them powder coated at a place of your choosing?
You could order them raw. If you wanted to do that, we would let you do it.
Yep.
When I pulled this thing out, I obviously put the bolts
Yeah,
Yeah,
on.
no,
right there on that pan.
Oh, in the pan. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
It's like you had a handy place to organize it all.
Right.
Do you have the washers in there for the transmission?
Yes.
Okay.
How about the special?
Yeah, the TSX transmissions have a magnesium case, so they have like a special black washer.
I saw there was a black washer down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. All the surroundings are mine in my Accord. I'm not sure how mission critical they are, but
Well, eventually,
Is it the issue
Cost
of
and
this
Texas. Pardon me?
dissimilar metal?
Dissimilar metal, yeah.
Get that electrolysis. or whatever.
Yeah. It causes a type of corrosion.
Which is why all these bolts all have that nice etch around them going into aluminum heads, even though they're got coating on
Right, exactly. Okay, that mounts in. Let's go ahead and put the rear bracket on. Move it around. Okay.
what's your favorite custom-made tool in your garage? Not to slow you
Custom-made?
down, but
It's not custom, but my favorite tool is,
on camera.
Didn't you have that on your cool tools?
yeah, on my
episode?
Cool Tools video. This is, these are parallel jaw pliers from Nipex. They work really good for like AN fittings. They won't mar it. But any type of finished bolt or anything like that, they do a nice job of gripping it and allowing you to hold on to it. Just don't let other people use them because they'll mar these up. So, because they don't care.
Yeah, they'll use them as just regular
Use them as
vice grips.
Vice grips or channel locks
Yeah.
or something.
So, and then one of my other favorite ones are these giant channel locks.
Oh,
These things are so handy. Taking like things off the head and stuff when you gotta have a big gap, you gotta span, like taking off the cam caps on a B series. They're like amazing.
Or brake calipers.
Or compressing brake
Compressing
calipers.
brake.
Yeah. And they're cheap, like $25 for like Tectons. All right, this goes
here.
close.
I was guessing.
You were guessing, but that's okay. You were close.
Oh,
Goes like
there
that.
you go, because there's 3 bolt holes in it.
Yeah, there's a bolt hole here. There's actually a bolt hole there. Depending on the transmission.
Oh, so you got 4.
Yeah, exactly. 4
Hold
bolts.
on, I'm gonna get a better shot.
Yeah, you might want to get down there.
Yep, that is my plan.
Yeah, so there's this one that has the cylinder around it.
Yes, I believe that's on the, yeah.
No, I'm good.
Yep, certain transmissions have that tapped, certain ones don't.
Grab a large washer out of
The bucket.
the bucket.
The
Yeah.
front bucket.
All right.
One.
Yep.
Is this large enough?
Perfect.
Okay, there you go.
So this is a bracket that Hasbro makes that basically mimics the one on the back of the RSX Type S, but it attaches to the blocks that the RSX Type S bracket does not. So it grabs this block hole right here, this hole that goes through the block into the transmission, and then these 2 bolt holes right here. The only thing that might be a problem is this bolt hole isn't actually present on all engines. So sometimes you might have to actually drill and tap that out for a bolt. But having the 4 bolts on there makes it pretty strong. I actually ran this for a couple of years only with these 2 bolts, but I don't suggest that. That usually breaks out this piece right here of the metal. Yeah.
Yep.
So you don't have to use the bolt.
That doesn't look
Got
happy.
some, yeah, does not look happy.
I can work on that one if you want.
Yeah.
Another
Do
replacement.
that one, I'll find one. Actually, you want a little longer. I think longer than that too. No, that's the one. This one's a pan ass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Soften the extension.
Flex head? Let's put a flex head on everything.
yeah.
So I can just sit there and just like let the
Doesn't matter that way. So since this is your daily, what durometer did you
Well, what?
go? Durometer, what?
Just 62. If I was tracking this a little more often, I do track this car. If I was tracking it a little bit more often, I would only stiffen the rear.
Right. I think you mentioned that before, keeping these soft
Yeah,
to keep the NV down, and then using the stiffer in the rear to
yeah.
help isolate movement.
Yeah, because the rear one controls the majority of the movement. The other ones don't really control.
Right.
Ah, it's
This is
fine.
where
I
you
might
get all
use
that
a bolt.
transmission.
I use one too long. Oops. Yeah, I use one too long. No, it's not too long. We'll figure it out in a second.
I assume you don't care about filming trying to sort out why that bolt wants to stop.
No, I don't.
Okay.
You gotta torque those.
Yeah, 33 foot-pounds like the
Like a
regular
tranny.
transmission bolt.
Training is 33, but close
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
And that good on it.
No. Yeah, it has one bad thread. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, at least it's a bolt and not the lock. Or I guess that would be the bell housing.
Yeah.
Here. Oh, there's a bug in my water.
Man.
Extra protein.
Want to go to torque it?
Yep. You're pretty close.
He's got an elbow for it.
What was that extra?
I just tendon it tops.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
Everything else is torqued with that one. That's the wrong way to torque on that one.
Yeah.
No longer 32, it's now 28 point.
Why? Yeah, I was like, that should have been it. It was. All right, cool. Let's go up in the air.
Spin it back around.
Yeah. Turn around. That high enough?
Yes.
Now it is. I like the fence to keep the dogs out.
Pardon me?
I like the fence to keep the dogs out.
Yeah. Man, I should clean that.
Well, the compressor?
Yeah.
Ah, you can't see it, this car's so tight. It's the one thing you can't see from the top at all.
Where's your pride?
It's not my car.
His pride is in his car. His car.
As you can tell, there's not very much of it. It's in the RL now.
Come here and pull that lock over there. Frank, pull the lock.
It's in the center on the torque facing the car. The big yellow.
So the release latch.
Yeah.
So put
Yeah.
that
You don't have to hold it. It'll stay in.
Once you pull it, it's done.
Yes. All right, I'm recording.
How's it look?
Like an engine.
Can anybody see inside the engine?
Hold on. Yeah, it might need to come forward. Get there.
For now, we're gonna have to come forward a couple inches actually, at least. Rear mount. Hold on. Go ahead and go down a little more so we can reach it easier.
We're on this side. This is a lot easier than putting it in the AF.
That's not being in the way of the camera. Alright, hold on. Yeah, we're gonna have to get over that crack. Ew, that's not what I meant to do. Right there. Yeah, I think we're actually gonna get this side. Just a little bit, just barely. There we go. Yep.
Going down.
We're clear on this side.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Of course, I've actually. Hold on. There you go, back across the top. Oh, it's like right in front of the crack, just barely. There we go. All right.
Who put this lift here?
I know. I was supposed to fill all the cracks. I just haven't got around to it.
Hold on. Let me shift your way just a hair. A quarter inch maybe. Okay. Stop. Okay. Hold on. Go your way just in there, a quarter inch. We're right up against that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got your bolts that hit this mount right here.
Got it. Okay, yeah, we can go down more first then. Yeah, going down.
And then it clears once it gets right. At least to a certain point.
Yeah. Stop. Perfect.
The big bolt, keep that behind it somewhere. There it is right there by the bridge.
Yeah, let's take a look at that mount before we put this bolt through.
Yeah.
Looks like it's gonna be up high. It should be. Are you still recording?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead and bring that over here. The money shot. Okay, cool. That's fine. So, you have a long bolt. Like the 120 on the left in that tray.
Oh, I had like a through bolt.
That one right there.
Would it help if I removed that plate?
Yeah, I can do it one-handed, but it'll take, but it'll look like a struggle.
You wanna make this look easy.
Yeah.
Just checking the comments, making sure I didn't have to do anything. Let me get. Will they be ready to run some there?
Need a pair of 19s.
I'm just shooting little B-roll of you tightening it up.
Is that hole still fairly close to lined up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like perfect.
All right. Yeah,
You
I'll
have the bolt for that?
I set it back over there.
I must have taken it.
It
Was
had,
it in the pan?
I believe so. It had 2 washers and a nut on
Yeah,
there.
I took it.
Okay. Damn it.
I took it.
here you go.
Bolt go in from the front?
Yeah. Do they need to line up there?
Yeah, it's going through the front.
Just the rubber needs a little bit of a rock. Let's see. Yeah, I probably should stop stepping on the camera. It's actually recording.
Yeah. We'll rock it a second.
Yeah. Like what you just give me a roll.
Yeah, exactly. Before I go any further. Where's my
I
bucket
don't know what
hose?
the big deal is, putting a case series in, that was easy.
Yeah. Alright, we'll stop that.
I need another one that long.
We're just gonna keep standing in front of both cameras technically. Do you care about the B-roll of the rest of the install of these mounts, or?
Get a shot.
I got a
Get a
good
shot
bit.
at us getting tightened up maybe, and
Yeah.
once we rock
Oh,
it.
here's a good one. Oh, there are the transmission bolts. How convenient.
The top mount bolts?
Yeah. You put those in there. Then grab the electric bracket and put a 19 on it. Send it home.
Here you go.
And enter one of the box in.
My other issue, my other OCD is the proper way to put on washers.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, same here.
Flat side goes towards the surface.
Yeah.
Those are my issues in life.
On our, we have like on the 2016 or 2012 Civic SI, it has an aluminum pin that goes through it. That is recording, by the way. Aluminum pin that goes through the part of it, and you put 2 washers and C-clips on it. And I made one of our old employees disassemble like 20 of them he had done, because he put the washers, some of the washers on the inside out.
Let's see which way it's.
Can we raise it up a little bit off the cart to get some room?
No.
I can't tell if it's tilting downward or upward.
Yeah.
It probably is hitting downward.
It is too high. So, we should raise the car slightly.
Here, you want to raise and I'll push?
I'm just gonna raise the car. Should go through now. There you go.
It wants to and it did. Did you guys have torque specs for all these?
Yeah, should be same, because it's all.
33?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's, the only one that's tighter is the steel on steel. Because it's a nut rather than going into aluminum,
Right.
going into aluminum. So the through bolt, 43, the. Almost out of battery.
Need one? I got 2 fresh ones.
Oh, I'll probably have a fresh one.
I'll trade you the long one so I can torque it.
Here, I'll put your on the first. Just checking, looking at the chat. Wait for after we're done torquing.
mentioned it.
It says there's 70 people watching right now.
Wow.
Did we, I don't think we torqued those.
No, we not. We should have torqued them before I put them in. Or did I?
Yep, so today we're putting a K2482 in your daily, the 01 Civic with the 05 hybrid bodywork. That's why some people get confused on what it is. K2482 with Tsx transmission. We already filmed using the RSX kit with the RSX Civic Si style tranny. Now we're filming this at the same time as doing a live, just hang out with you guys and give you guys somewhere to chat and hopefully a little bit extra to talk to us. If I see interesting comments, I'll pick them up and read them. And I'll do my best to see them when I see it. But yeah, I'll probably be here for at least an hour doing this.
Not good for the CRX.
So feel free to hang
I
out.
hear you're talking about like doing it for the CRX.
Yeah, it's already came like that.
I know.
Did it come pre-built though?
Yeah. No, this is,
That's
I
custom.
modified this because of the J series.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then I modified, well, actually, no, I
No,
know.
it's for the turbo.
It was for a different manifold. And then I modified, the hood for the J series. Anyway. Let's look.
You hit a few moments of slow time. Do you have time to
I've done it.
actually? Well, I was gonna say, tell the audience. A few people have asked how Passport started.
How it has to start?
If you want us to work on something while you do,
Yeah, if you want to locate the, is that everything in the trunk of this car?
probably
Why don't you check it out and see if it is, and just bring it up here and
Where are you
start
looking
putting in
radio.
the radiator and whatever else you find.
Okay.
All right.
Other-
So, how did Hasport start? 24 years ago, my son, the tall one back there, was turning 4, and he was going to start going to school. At the time, I was a tennis pro, taught tennis for a living, and my wife asked me to get a different job because I was going to be gone while he was home, and home while he was gone to school. So,
I thought you said you used to be a tennis pro. I still see
that's what I said.
tennis balls.
The trunk is full of
Full
them.
of tennis balls.
There's no car parts back
That's
there.
because oh, okay. Well, maybe they're down here. Oh, there's the radiator. And there's all the parts underneath the thing here. Whoops, sorry. That's it. Anyway, so I went to work for my brother Keith, who owned a Honda salvage yard, and he had told me that if I went to work for him, he would let me build a race car. We used to race when we were kids. We raced motocross at a CR125 and a CR250 I raced here in Phoenix. Anyway, we were, which one is which? One of those is a D series and one of those is a K.
One of those is B
This is
series.
D, that one is the right one. So,
That one might be.
anyway, get rid of the tennis ball there. That didn't work. Anyway, so I got the job at the salvage yard. We were doing that kind of thing and building a race
That one's
car,
yours,
and
yeah.
I was taking his road racing car. Is that one?
That one's the one out of the Integra.
Oh, jeez.
That one's one of the that
This
one's.
one's looking like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So you can find.
It's somewhere around here.
Yeah. Anyway, so so I didn't really enjoy the salvage yard that much, and since we were racing, people started asking us questions about that. And this was in 1998 when Fast and Furious was going to come out pretty quickly, and everybody was all about the JDM engines. There was a bunch of importers in California that were bringing them in, and I was making like monthly trips out to California and picking up a truck load of B series motors and bringing them back. And I had been buying mounts from this company called Place Racing, and we were doing swaps and selling parts and stuff like that, and it just got impossible to get parts from Place Racing. So one day my brother said, "Can you do this, design these mounts?" I said, "Yeah, sure." He goes, "Okay, we're in the mount business," and that's how Hasport started. So anyway, that was in 1998, and Vic here, when we first started off, I used to bug the magazines and ask them if they wanted us to do swaps for the magazines. And they were like, "Oh, we're working with some companies here in California. Thanks for offering." And it was funny because I don't think the California companies wanted anybody to know how they were doing this stuff. So they wouldn't really share the secrets. So after about a year, Dave Coleman, who was an editor at Sport Compact Car Academy, goes, so we'd like to do an engine swap with you. We can come out there on the weekend. I said, well, cool, let's do 3 engine swaps. He's like, what? So we lined up 3 engine swaps. We did an 87 Civic with a ZC motor. We did your
My CRX.
CRX, first gen CRX with a B16. By the way, the B6, that was the first mount kit I designed, was those mounts. Then we did a manual swap and a EG. Did we do that, or did we do what was it, an 8891 thing?
I thought it was an 8891 thing.
Yeah, we might have done an 8891
Maybe
thing.
it was
Oh yeah, because
B16.
we did a multi-port injection to dual point injection conversion. So we probably did either a ZC or a B16, probably a B16 or first gen or second gen CRX or 4th gen Civic. So they sent a writer and a photographer. John Thawley was the photographer and Mark Warner was the writer. And we did 3 swaps in 3 days, and they went back and they were like, that's fantastic, this is so great, oh my God. And I'm like,
how-to was born.
exactly. So,
Got it.
Hey!
all right.
Oh,
Was it in Trump?
No, it was lay over here behind
Oh, okay.
the K20Z.
Oh, I remember putting that there yesterday.
And those guys were so funny because they were so excited, like car.
Car
I mean,
nuts.
you could tell they're car guys.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Somebody was wondering, what software/machines did you use in the late 90s? How did you learn CAD CAM?
With software, we didn't. My CAD was cardboard aided design, and I would cut out the parts physically. In fact, back then, everything was flat. We didn't use any bent metal. It was all flat. So and one of the reasons Hasport is aluminum is because Place Racing and, what's the other place? Place Racing and, I can't remember the name of the other company that was doing it. Anyway, those 2 companies use steel. And I was trying to differentiate Hasport. So we made everything out of aluminum, and we made it out of plates and welded it all together because I liked the look of the aluminum and the fact that it was a lot more racy, I thought. You know what I mean? I thought it was a lot more performance oriented rather than steel, plates welded together. So I did them out of aluminum, and I would basically I would cut out the shapes the way I wanted it, and then I would make a cardboard copy, and then we would scan it into a scanner, and then from that we'd convert it using, I forget what software, to convert it to a DXF, and had this company called Cutting Edge that would water jet the plates out for us. And then we would take them all and get the tubing cut, and then I would bring them to this other company, ProTech Engineering, and this guy John Nesvig, who was there, who's our welder now, would weld them all up. He was a really good aluminum welder, and he would weld it all together for us. So, that's how it all started. And then things would break occasionally, so we'd make them out of thicker metal, and then we started making them out of billet, and then we started making the whole mounts out of billet. So yeah, it just kind of progressed from there. But if you look at the original, I think on Hasport's website, there may be in the pictures some pictures of some of the old stuff that was actually, individual plates and stuff like that. You can check them out. So, but then we started using, this guy Brian Parks worked for us, and I forget the other guy that worked for us. We would use
Trio?
Treon, yeah.
Treon Giorgio?
Treon Giorgio was the first guy who helped us design this stuff. And that, I don't remember, it might have been Solid Edge. And he was a student, an engineering student at ASU.
And you like
So he was-
Hondas?
And he liked Hondas. So he designed the first stuff for us. And then we used, I forget, Bobcat for doing a lot of stuff. That was Brian Parks. And then we switched over to Pro E, which would have been Randy, I can't remember his last name. And then we switched from Pro E. I was doing a bunch of stuff in Solid Edge, and then we went to SolidWorks. So that's kind of the progression. So we've been using SolidWorks now for I don't know, 10 years probably.
George Davis, who asked the original question, said, that's a super inspiring story. I'm glad I asked.
I just thought it was a long story.
10 minutes since he asked the question. Do you care about peripherals going in? I assume you do.
Hear about what?
The peripherals going in?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about it briefly.
Yeah, let me get on this side of it. Get this tripod up here, that works.
Okay.
Fluid head, makes everything easier.
Does.
The iPad's almost perfectly blocked by where you are.
Okay, so the radiator we're using is out of an EV3. The reason we're using that is because it just so happens that the outlet lines up with the plastic that goes on top of that. There's actually a shield that comes up on top here, and it has an opening for the radiator cap in exactly the right place for the EP3. So this one is a no-brainer, goes right in the stock location and works like it was meant to be in there.
Did you want to put AC lines on before you did that?
I do. We'll stop right there, you cut it. Yeah, you're right, I should.
Get a little ahead of yourself on that one.
Just a little.
I think we've already done a pretty detailed explanation of how we got the AC working on this car.
Yeah, with the EP3 parts. What I'll do is I'll put together like a list.
Of all the parts we used?
Yeah, put it in.
Because that's not an EP3 condenser though, that's the only weird thing, right?
No, I think it's a hybrid condenser.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'll move the camera out of here. But yeah, that looks good up until the point when I stopped Joe.
Until you went, hey.
Hey, you might want to do this. Sometimes I like to let him just make more work for himself. He's done so many times, he starts forgetting steps now.
Well, the thing is, I've always done this. I've always done it, unassembled it, reassembled it. And unless I do it 4 or 5 times, I do not remember what I'm doing. Okay, where are the bolts for the AC? I think they're that long.
Oh, yeah, they're little guys.
They are that long.
I'm gonna go
Here's the other one.
Seems like a lot of new people in here talking. Kind of cool.
Okay.
I think some of them I recognize, but it seems like some new guys too. Which was very
Threw
cool.
everybody off by going live on a Thursday night.
Yeah, exactly. Did you post about it at all, or just?
No, they get a notice.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it comes up on your phone, but.
No one was expecting it.
No one was.
Our usual moderator must have a life because he's not on right now. Right hand drive Clayton. Oh, I forgot we had translation. It's good.
It's so weird, these manifolds have that opening on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Just remove that plate. Back when nitrous was a big thing, that would have been a gold mine.
Hey, tail of the wagon's here.
Yeah, there we go.
Sure.
Tail of the wagon.
Oh. Wow. They're like a thing.
Plus or minus.
Yeah. All right, let's try the radiator once again. Thought you were asking where I put it, I wouldn't remember.
Brandon White says you look like you eat, breathe, and sleep K-swaps.
These used to be B-swaps.
I remember. I enjoy watching you guys work. Just kidding.
Carter's taking the supervisory role.
Yes. I do my best. I've already caught one thing. You know, I gotta keep this chat calm. Sometimes guys get rowdy.
I'm afraid to stick my finger underneath there to find out.
Level. Looks like it's all the way. Yeah, I think so. All right.
Why is that? Oh, because there's no. The core support's off. The upper core support's off. I mean, that looks really tall.
So the fan. I can't remember if I put it from the top or the bottom.
Somebody says more stories.
More stories?
Lil Flip, 416. I think I've seen him before in our other ones.
More stories. What story do you want to hear?
See, the problem is I've
I've
heard all
got
them.
stories.
I think we just need to have a story time at the end of live streams.
How about the time this car caught on fire?
Oh yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
So we did a turbo in this car for an event called the Super 4 Challenge. It was an event that was run by Car and Driver magazine. Oops.
I get this.
Yeah, come on, get over there. No, it's not going over there. There we go. It was an event run by Car and Driver magazine called the Super 4 Challenge. And it was a bunch of people with 4-cylinder cars were invited. And it's hilarious because I actually got 2 cars to the event by teaming up one car. They wanted Hondas, and there weren't a lot of guys with Hondas doing that. And I teamed up with AEM with this car. We had a K20 with a turbo, and then I also teamed up with Jackson Racing with our Civic Si, that yellow Civic Si we had, supercharged. So we brought both those cars to the event. We went to, I brought the car after the turbo was in it.
Was this the thing at Streets of Willows?
This was at, no, it was at California Speedway.
Oh, okay.
So we brought the car to the to AEM like early in the week. They decided they wanted a bigger turbo on it. It's fine to put a bigger turbo on. They were tuning it with their AEM EMS Series 2. This is before Honda, or right when Honda came out. Might have been right when Honda came out. Anyway, they were tuning it with the AEM EMS Series 2. And everything was going great, and I was down there, and I was getting ready to go back to Phoenix. No, that's not true. I was going to stay for the event. This was on a Thursday at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Thursday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they call me up and they go, "We got a rod knock. Do you have another engine?" I'm like, oh my God. We happen to have a short block in Phoenix. So Keith throws it in the truck, drives to Blythe, and I meet him at Blythe, and I pick up the engine, and he decides to go ahead and come with me. So we come into Phoenix, and I'm into LA, and we start working on the car, and this is I guess this all happened on
I feel like you're putting 2 stories.
Thursday. Huh?
Are you sure you're not telling the Integra story?
No. Oh, that's a different story. We can tell that one.
That goes the exact same way.
All
Almost.
very similar.
Okay.
Except with the Integra story, the engine was already in California. It was at Bernardo's.
Different story,
Remember?
but I thought that engine got blown up twice in one weekend.
Well, it didn't really get blown up.
No, sorry. Prior time, Andy.
So anyway, no,
Yeah.
back, let's stop.
Back to your
Let's
story.
stop. Let me finish the story. So the event started on Friday, so this is Thursday night. So we swap the motor out, get it in the car at 2 a.m. in the morning, load up the car, drive to the hotel, go to sleep, get up at 4, have breakfast, go to the event at 6 a.m. We're there, everybody's there, and we go, and we're tired. And we have a concourse first, and they take cars for a drive, and they do a bunch of stuff with them, and then they give scores depending on engineering and comfort and stuff like that. So then on Saturday we go to the racetrack, and we have Bernardo Martinez driving both the yellow Civic and this Civic in the event, and we wind up placing second in the front wheel drive division with this car, and I think fifth in the EP3. So, but anyway, it was like such a scene.
So how did it catch fire?
Oh,
I'm waiting for the fire to catch.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for, because you're talking about an event in California. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
here when
you're
it caught
right.
on fire.
yeah. So anyway, it had a turbo, and that was done by
AM.
No, AM didn't do the turbo. It was done by Max Speed.
Back speed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so we get back to Phoenix, and Full Race wants to do a turbo. So we lend them the car, and they do a turbo, a tubular turbo, and it's just all this big giant turbo sitting right here. And the car makes 600 horsepower now. So, but it was difficult to work with. In fact, it was just burning the tires off. Couldn't get it to run properly. And finally, after about a year, I got it running right. And we go to PIR, and I give it to who's the guy that used to have the Integra 10 years ago?
Tate had an Integra.
No.
Before
It was an older guy.
Oh,
Jeremy? No, Browning was his name? Not Browning. What was the guy's name? I can't believe I can't remember his name. Doesn't matter. Anyway, he's in the car. I say to him, don't stay out for more than 10 minutes. The turbo is really close to the firewall. We might have an overheating problem. So don't get too close. Don't stay out longer than 10 minutes. Well, finally the car was running great. Everything's working great. So he stays out for like 20 minutes. And I forgot I had told him not to stay out more than 20 minutes.
just
I'm
excited
thinking
to watch
it's all
it
great.
go.
Oh, just watching him laugh after laugh, and it's like amazing. And I'm standing there in the stands of PIR.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of far away. So he comes in off the track after the session's over, and he's like, there's in-car video, I'll have to put it up. He's like, I'm gonna take it for a lap around the pits to cool it down. Because he remembered I said, don't skip out on. So he's like driving around the pits, and as he comes around the back side, all of a sudden smoke starts coming out of the vent. And he's like, and you hear him talking, he's like, oh man, what's that? Oh man, that's smoke. Oh, I think I might have a problem. Oh man, I'm on fire. I'm on fire. And all of a sudden he's like yelling, I'm on fire! And you can see him like pointing, I'm on fire! And he like pulls into our pit. And I'm like 100 yards away, and I see the car, smoke, and I'm like, shit.
Oh.
So I start running, and as I'm running, I'm looking around, and I see this table with 2-gallon jugs of water. These people sitting at this table with 2-gallon jugs of water that they're drinking, you know what I mean? So as I run by, I grab their jugs of water, and then one of my employees like opens the hood. You see the flames come out like that, and you're like, oh, and luckily he didn't lose his eyebrows. So he comes back and he opens up the thing, and right at that time, you see the video, in-car video, you see me run up and go with the 2 jugs of water and go, and pour it on, put it out.
What caught on fire?
The wiring loom. See how the wiring loom's down low?
Yeah.
It usually runs up here, right underneath this edge. And it caught on
So
fire.
the loom,
The loom
the
caught on
plastic on the loom.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, anyway, good times.
Sorry, we need to secure that fan.
Oh, man.
You had it in the right spot.
I did.
So we said stories like these
Yeah.
are priceless. I guess every time we go live, you're gonna have to tell one story.
Okay.
So save the Integra one for next time.
Yeah.
Andy Hope's kind of proud of that one too. Remind everybody to hit the like button, by the way, since they're hanging out, since we appreciate them being here. Or I'll do it all.
Yeah. Just hit it every minute.
Just hit it. Just hit it.
Yeah.
No, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. If you could, go down and press the like button for us. We're filming literally video right now to go up on the channel and doing the live in the background so you guys can hang out. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We really appreciate that too. That helps us a lot. That helps us bring more content to you guys also. So yeah, we appreciate it. Like the commercial intervention. Oh yeah, it's late.
Infomercial?
Yeah, there we go.
Some kind of thing.
What is it hitting? Probably gonna put that in there. Ah, there we go.
Is it piece of wood?
Yeah. There we go.
Yep. Is it what it's saying?
All right, cool. Get the big washer in. We can go back in here.
Yeah.
Do we need to put a threaded flange washer on these mounts too while we're at it? The ground?
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Oh, no, because I have it coming to, what did I have it going? I had it not going to that. I think I had it going to that bolt right there.
Okay.
So,
That works too. Oh, we do need one on this mount though.
yeah, you wanted that.
But I guess we could do that after the engine's supported all the mounts. Go back and install that again.
No, I'm gonna put a bunch of impulse in there, see if I got them. Grab that, yeah, the M6 bolt box. Up, M6, to your right, and down one level. To your right.
How long are those?
They're short, but they have a big washer on them. Oh, wait, I found two. They're like that. All right, this one will do down the bottom.
Hey, look at that, 81
This
people
one-
watching and
I think this one came off of here.
Yeah, yeah. 81, wow,
81 likes, 82 people watching.
wow. So, this car was on the cover of Honda Tuning originally. Had this crazy red flame on the side that was modeled after the touring cars, British touring cars. Looked horrible. I was so mad that it didn't turn out right.
Decal?
Yeah, it was a decal. And then, and that's a funny story because they said we were making mounts for them. They said, yeah, we'll be out there on such and such a date. Will you have the car down? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. So we got the car. I got the engine in the car like the day before, and then we tried to fire it up and we couldn't get the ECU to recognize the immobilizer key. So I ordered a JDM Type R ECU that we were going to use.
Because they didn't have mobilizers, correct?
Right. The immobilizer on those, you could just ground one of the wires.
Oh, got it, yeah.
So anyway, so it made the cover. There's this one picture of it driving. We actually pushed it down a hill. But it had 19s on it.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And they were not pretty wheels. They were given to me by Koenig.
Just trying to strike all the points.
Yeah, trying to strike all
Well,
the...
because the touring cars had huge wheels
Had huge
because
wheels.
they had giant brakes on it.
Exactly. And I was trying to get all that. It looked kind of weird because they were small, so,
I'm trying to think of,
yeah.
remember the shop in Tempe? It's part of the off-road.
They weren't current, they were Axis wheels. But anyway.
Oh yeah, we still have those.
No, we have some of them, but we sold the other ones, the ones that were on here. to another guy with a sip.
Who
Like
liked
with
them.
small brakes. He then went out and bought big brakes. No, he then went out and bought big brakes.
Brakes this big and wheels this big.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it was on the cover of Honda Tuning, and then it was in the Car and Driver article as well, and then it was I think it was in one of the it might have been some other event too. Oh, it was I don't remember. So anyway,
Just want these basically tightened.
yeah. Here. And what else? Oh, I guess I need to put the harness back in place.
I think it's just getting to the point where we can start getting the swamp coolers out and unwinterized.
Well, yesterday was crazy though.
Yeah, it was so nice yesterday.
It was like, we're this cold weather all of a sudden, I mean,
Yeah, it was
that was beautiful.
It dumped rain on us for 30 seconds
did
of
it?
work, like 45, it was windy, like 45-degree rain. I was like, wow. I ran outside to another shop and ran back out. I'm like, oh, there's no more rain, okay.
It was like a black wall coming west, and then, you know,
And then
blowing
gone.
cool air. We got sprinkles up on the northwest side.
Yeah.
And then cooled it off beautifully, and then it was like blue skies.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think I'll do is I'll just take some small black zip ties and tie it up. Luckily, I have this bag of 500.
Buy them in bulk.
They're all laying right here, or they'll disappear.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'll be able to see them.
You A, won't see them, and B, they'll just fall off.
Yeah.
I saw this cool design for a 3D printed like zip tie holder. There was a bunch of just like round cups that were all kind of merged together, and they had little nubs on them for putting a rubber band around. So you have different lengths of zip ties, and they're all different lengths. You stick the zip ties in, but they fit as many as you want, but they're all held in the center with the rubber bands. Center of the cup, so you could grab them in individually easily without accidentally trying to like grab the wrong size or something. And they were all, and then it was all printed into the side what lengths they were, like the standardized lengths for each one and stuff.
That's cool.
On Thingiverse, I really need to get a 3D printer.
You guys had one at the shop for
Yeah,
sand. It was like foam, styrofoam or something. Beads.
it was like
It
the
was,
sand, right?
Sand.
It was cornstarch.
Cornstarch.
It would like lay a thing
Yeah, it
of
was
glue
like lay a layer and.
and cornstarch over it. But Rob has 2 3D printers. Our guy who does a lot of our mount design now.
I remember when you guys first got it, you made it was just. I came over one time. It was just run.
Oh, yeah.
It was like laying down a layer of glue,
Yeah.
and then
We
Yeah,
dusted.
it basically was a printer that printed with glue. So there was a deal that would it would start off by putting down. It would start off by putting down a real thin layer of the cornstarch, and then it would come in and print with glue on it. And that would bond it together, and then put another layer down, print with glue, and it would just do that. And it was 300 DPI, so 300 layers per inch. So it was pretty crazy, and it was tedious.
it wasn't very fast. I remember that.
Yeah. No, it was not fast. Jesus. Can't do it with gloves on. No dexterity. Can't do it much better with gloves off.
There's Mercedes Cherokee is wondering, anyone following the MCM? What was that? Mighty Car Mods?
My
build?
car mods?
I hate that they're putting a Haltech in it. He says. Or they
Oh
say.
yeah, that's so stupid.
What are I don't really watch YouTube.
Because
What
they're
are they-
doing drive-by wire and all sorts of horseshit.
In what is it?
They're doing a B swap into an EK.
Why does it need drive by wire?
They
Add complexity.
Well, they do everything
No,
outside.
they're hooked up pretty good with Haltech. That's why they're doing
Yeah,
it.
well, and the Haltech sensors.
They're in Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, Australia.
Oh, they do everything upside down there, anyways.
Thank you. Yeah, I hate that they're doing that. So I did reach out to Marty, or not Marty, to Marty, and when they do the K swap on it, which is, they said probably in the future, we are going to provide mounts at that time. I really should try to lobby them to see if they'll let me fly out there and help with the swap.
There you go.
Because one of their biggest complaints about this whole thing is they don't know Hondas. And, you know, they're
You should tell them,
like,
you
we
got
have
it.
no Honda friends. That's what they're always saying. And I'm like,
I'll be your friend.
yeah, exactly.
You know, a guy who knows a few things.
We'll go tell them to do it around the time of World Time Attack.
Yeah, that would be perfect, wouldn't it? I routed that wrong.
George Davis says we'll petition to fly you out there, out here, Brian. Out here? Oh, is he in Australia?
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Well, I guess isn't Haltech in Australia?
Yeah. Haltech is in Australia.
Wow,
I mean,
very
I don't
nice.
mind if they do a Haltech on the K series. I just want to get our mounts in and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So,
No, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's overkill
I
for
mean,
what they're doing.
Honda would be fine, but yeah.
Wait, who makes a drive-by-wire
No,
wire
it's-
throttle body for the B series?
Oh, you have to. They use a skunk manifold, so it probably just makes some sort of adapter.
Oh, you could. Well, I think the plenum bolting's the same between the different.
The fuel.
Yeah. What?
Plenum.
That's fuel line.
That's your fuel.
Yeah, I made that. It's made with Dorman parts. So, it made it pretty easy. So,
Anything else we need to cover for the video?
yeah, but
just give me a yell one. Or do you want to go over that stuff once it's kind of? Just give me.
that's a good question. What should I do? So, let me think about that.
Well, the monotony of reassembly versus just covering it.
Put your stuff back.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, it's not put your stuff back. It's we're doing a swap. So that one,
Yep.
what's that
Yep.
about?
Neutron Performance is here. Said, what in the world? VTEC Academy on a Thursday night too?
Must be Christmas.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. As long as you're not shocked and dismayed, that would be a bonus.
Yeah.
Funnel.
Neutron, you're late. K247 says. Alright, now the usual gang's starting to show up.
Yeah, they're getting the notices. They're like, I know, I got this notice on Tuesday. What is
Yeah, exactly.
stupid?
What?
Stupid phone.
So one day, I think we're going to have to do a live stream where you talk about your Insight crash for a while. Because there's a lot of people that are asking.
About the inside crack?
Well, they want the story, because they want to hear it again. But I think we should hold it for another night, because that's a long story.
Yeah.
It's
9:15.
9:15, yeah.
Yeah.
But I definitely think maybe one night we should plan a live, because I think there's a lot of questions that people like to ask that they haven't really gotten a chance to ask in one place.
So you can find 2 more like that. We'll put them on the front.
Aren't we coming up on 9 years?
We're coming
Or 8 years?
8 years.
2013.
7 years. 7.5 years.
It's 2021. It's been September.
It was in November.
is integrated with,
Yeah. Well, I just throw them all in.
there's a bunch of those.
Do you want to, for the people that are new again,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to cover quickly what we're doing?
Yeah.
Although I think
So-
it's pretty evident.
Yeah. What we're doing is working on my daily driver. This is 2005 Civic.
2001.
I'm sorry, 2001 Civic with 2005 bodywork. And basically putting a K24A2 into it. This is the TSX motor. We also put the TSX transmission in here. So, you know what you do? Let's put the subframe on with the mount, and then we'll call it a night.
Okay. Do we have the?
Because I'll take care of all the tedious stuff by myself. So.
Now I'm gonna get in your way again.
Going up.
Oh, clear.
You want to get that light?
Yeah. Watch your eyes.
Where's my sub?
We couldn't figure out which one it was. There's
This is the
Two.
Civic one. This is the
Civic one.
DC5.
This is the Civic
What's-
one, and this is the
Isn't
Civic one.
doesn't
Yeah,
EP3
EP3
sub?
is the same one. So they're both straight.
All right. Well, this is recording for a subframe. You want some bolts and an impact?
Yeah.
And it's a 17. Where's your 17 socket? Right. There we go. Oh, that's probably 19. Why are we so good at losing sockets?
19 was right there. Oh, you're looking for the 17.
Yes.
19.
There's 17?
19.
Just
Might
has
be
to.
back in the toolbox.
Oh, here it is. Ha! Right where I was. How convenient. All right. Camera looks good.
So basically, full hole, full hole, full hole, full hole. And just flip it up there, and he'll run all bolts up.
Somebody was asking who built your cage for the Insight.
Auto Power Industries.
And that was a challenging cage too because of the fact that
Flip it over.
the car's aluminum, so you can't actually weld the cage into the car. This way, Tom.
What do we do here?
Yeah, Auto Power built it. Auto Power does a lot of land speed racing. So they're actually an excellent company for that particular project.
And that was a tricky one too because of the fact that the car is aluminum, the entire chassis is aluminum, and so you can't just weld the cage into the car and gusset. It was actually technically a bolt-in cage, although the cage was welded together then bolted to the chassis in multiple points.
Yeah.
So You wanna get some video of your beat?
Yeah, wait some.
Carter?
Yes.
You get a
Sorry,
video
just double checking that.
mount going in.
Hold on.
So the DC5 mount goes in just as it would if you had an RSX in here. Now slides in easily.
Well, now fun part, we don't have an engine, we don't have a hoist jack here, so we have to push the engine by hand up in the back.
First I need to adjust a few things.
Serious brakes on the street car.
One time it had a lot of horsepower. I think these are 13.2 inch rotors. The Porsche Boxster.
They're Porsche Boxster calipers.
I think they're 13.2 inch rotors?
That's a two-piece.
Yeah. Stop tech rotor with fast brakes. I believe it's a fast brake stop hat. And then this is actually converted to RSX Type S knuckles front and rear. So you have the bigger 36mm outers on it.
Trying to leverage.
Push on it, yeah.
I'm trying to leverage it up or over.
Over. What happens is the mounts right and left are slotted. We probably should have left them loose
So we had.
so that we could scoot the engine over. So we're gonna drop it down, we're gonna loosen up the left and right mounts, then we're gonna slide the motor over a little bit and bolt it in. Got ahead of myself.
Right out of the way here. Clear enough. Still self-clearance. That's how I wound up with a hole in the fender of my Integra. Self-clearance entire right through the fender, right through the fiberglass fender.
Well, that's why my CRX fenders have.
Yeah.
That plastic fender just radiuses itself nicely.
That is useful.
All right, now we need that 19 again.
Yeah, of course we do.
You want to undo the upper bolt?
Yeah, we'll just.
The through bolts.
The through bolts?
Yeah, the through bolt. Because there's a slot in the bracket.
Oh, okay.
So,
And that'll give you enough wiggle.
yeah, that allows us to shift the
Yeah,
engine over.
it's funny when the guys did the feature on the car after the swap. One of the key photos they took of the car was the fender with the radius, self-radiusing of the tires.
Yeah.
They thought that was cool. That's what wide tires and.
What subframe are we using in this? This would be RSX EP3.
This is an RSX, but the EP3 is same.
Yeah.
subframe.
Of course, I put it on the wrong way.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah. That's probably it.
Tail of the wagon's talking about the Accord Euro,
Okay, you see
No,
it.
just.
We'll tighten them all in.
the Accord Euro turbo diesels. And that is one swap I'd love to do.
K22.
I would love to get a turbo diesel and
Yeah.
put it in my Accord.
That'd be great.
Because who doesn't want a roll call?
In fact, I've talked to, I think, about that before. I think you might have emailed me specifically or
Talked to
the
who?
phone. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, I'm on board also. I would
Well,
love.
you know where we would get something like that? It's from Dad.
Well, I think Mims already went to bed or woke up for the morning now. Yeah, I went to work. Maybe it's 9:30 there now. maybe Tail of the Wagon and I could share the cost of a pallet to get 2 diesels and the fuel tanks and everything shipped over.
Maybe.
Here, hold on. Let me get the camera back off. Yeah. Maybe. It's back there. Oh, there you
Lo and behold, it lines up now for some reason.
go. I wasn't recording.
Sarcastic remarks, take 2.
Yeah. Lo and behold, now it lines up. Good favor and hand me a 14 on it.
I think it's already on that speed wrench.
No,
I think that speed wrench has a 14 on it.
okay.
Probably just give it the speed wrench.
Yeah, that probably was a good idea.
Less overhead lifting.
Let's look for another bolt for that. There's M14 head, probably 1 inch long.
Doesn't have a special.
The flange in it, just a normal. On it. Like that, only 14.
That's not a 14, that's a 12. Is that 14?
That's it. You got it.
Full appearance gonna convert this behind it.
I guess you can do this across, right?
Because the mount's pulled up in the front. Probably should hear.
Yeah, that's what it's doing.
But the only thing I have about filming with iPhones, it's kind of
Yeah. What's that?
so. Is the fact that you can't set the auto rotation lock to hold it in landscape.
Uh-huh.
So when you, if I like pull it up too quickly and slap record, it'll think it's still in portrait and it'll record it in portrait, so then you have to go back and, I mean, it's not hard to convert it,
But
but.
you can convert it, you can actually convert it using your, oh, you don't have a Mac. Never mind.
I do have a Mac.
Oh, I just haven't.
I just, what? Yeah, you just haven't sent it off to you, right yet. I'm gonna fold it in here sometime. Looks like you're just pushing it up and down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Time to retap those threads.
I think I screwed them up when I tried to screw it in with the thing up in the air.
yeah.
Dang, you did that one live too.
So this is what happens when you're in a rush.
Just Jason?
Yeah. But I have a Mac. I just don't use it.
But you can just, basically, you just import it into your photos and you just flip it. You don't have to re-render it or anything, it'll automatically do it in the background.
So this case is magnesium, right?
Yeah.
Yes. They have a problem with
The
the.
fire hazard, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, don't light it on fire. No smoking
No smoking near the
in the
transmission.
engine bay.
See, I have an 07, a tailed wagon I was talking about import. You saw a couple of what were they? Accord wagon, tourer wagons. They were diesel. See, I just need the complete swap out of something so I can put it in my 07 Accord would be awesome. Got a little soft aluminum, so that's easy to fix. Or easy, you just make your own new ones. Now it's at the angle it wants to go in.
Bolt and third bolt installation, take 2.
3.
I got enough film of you.
That's not it. What is it?
You have it.
Yeah, I think I probably gave it over there.
Carry where you set the
Yeah.
Is there anything else interesting in the chat? 91 people watching still.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's put those down.
Aren't we, that K24/7 reminded me that since we're supposed to be getting stuff from Quaker soon, we should see if they can squeeze it in one of the shipments to swap. Just pallet it up with the rest of it.
We actually got our shipment complete.
Yes, we did. We actually already have one.
We have 5 sequential cameras.
So when you're ready for those extra
we're the
couple
only
tents.
stocking. We're the only stocking dealer in the U.S.
So how much is a sequential K-series transmission?
A lot.
I don't even know what MSRP is.
Right?
If you have to ask, you can't,
Can't
afford
afford
it.
it, that's,
Wow.
I was asking for that very reason, that I can't afford it.
Well, you know, when you find yourself maxed out, you need a couple more tents out of the car.
Right?
You got your sequential.
30, same as
33. No, they're not. They're M8, so they're 20. What we things.
26, right?
26.
Going into aluminum?
Going into aluminum. What's up?
23. Bring that in front of the camera so they can see that we keep manuals on the rack just to check torque spec.
We have been torquing everything.
We have been torquing.
Unless it's a tiny little 10 match.
Yeah, transmission as well.
Then we see to get
There's some
the
areas.
Yeah, that sequential would be so cool, but man,
Oh yeah.
I can't even imagine.
I can't either.
I think about when I've already got invested that's not in a car yet.
Exactly. I would be happy enough.
Key swaps are not cheap.
I just want to come across one of those. I've read about them, I've heard about them, but the ratcheting shifters, they convert the H pattern to a ratchet, to a just a forward back.
Oh, just
like,
forward back.
Yeah.
Huh.
But they have it's like a barrel inside that selects all.
So-
It's kinda weird.
What did we torque the bolts into the case at? 33 foot-pounds? I gave you the wrong torques. Should have been 47 foot-pounds. So those are 33, and we'll need to redo the other ones at 47.
So the case to the block,
Should be 47.
47.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we need to redo those 47.
I think we can get a few of those.
33 is what you want to do those at.
See anything else interesting in the chat?
But, where's my list of stuff to do?
Just 2 on this? Nope, 3, I see it.
Yeah, those guys. Write down on my list of to-dos.
I have not been, K247 is wondering if we've been keeping up on the K-swap Ferrari 308. I have not. Have you?
No, because I have limited time and so much to do.
Those were 19 on the case, right?
Yeah, torque.
I haven't either. It's been getting close to the new house, so I've been spending almost
On the 19.
19. So I don't think we can put it back. Oh, wait, there it is.
What did I tell you, 47 foot-pounds?
Yeah.
19.
47 foot-pounds.
47?
Yeah.
But yep, I have not had time to check anything like that out. My days have been spent trying to figure out how I'm gonna learning all I can about network engineering for my new house, because the builder refuses to put anything in for me.
Yeah, you're on. I thought it was pretty fascinating they were doing that swap, but the videos I watch are Mighty Car Mods, some Boosted Boys, and what's it called? Project Binky.
Yes, that's the one car thing I watch with you. Is that little
from
mini
Bad
Cooper.
Obsession Motorsports, Project Binky.
Maybe someday we'll have that much free time.
Yeah. And then
These are 17.
that's pretty much it, actually.
Wait, you said the ones that go into the transmission. You meant the ones mounted to transmission or transmission to?
Nope.
Bell housing
Okay.
bolts, the ones that
The
go from
transmission to case.
the bell housing to the.
Sorry, that's not a 19 you gave me.
And there's
Those should be 17s
Oh,
and 19s.
this is a
Well,
14.
it depends, there's 17s and 19s in there.
Okay, give me the 19 back then.
The 19s are our bolts, and the 17s are the factory Honda bolts.
Okay, then we need a 17.
for just about everything.
That's a 17.
Here.
One above is a 19.
I'm sitting there turning it, and it's like, wow, this is
This is the loosest bolt.
Yeah.
This is the
I
loosest
know,
33 foot-pound.
I know I torqued that thing.
Yeah,
There we go.
it's getting late.
Oh.
We're getting absent-minded and telling stories at the same time.
And here's the other one yeah, exactly. Here's the other one I watch all the time. 3D bot maker.
Yes.
The production quality on that is amazing. And it's actually Hot Wheels racing. So, but the commentary is so spot on.
So you're saying
Absolutely hilarious.
this one up above it?
Yeah, so you come from this way.
George Davis, by the way, is wondering if you watched the Bad Obsession race car series. Their budget race build was great.
Yeah, I didn't watch that because it was just because it's too much. But the Project Beaky stuff I loved, and they did a great job on the other stuff. I watched a couple of those episodes, but
I watched Eric's Grid Life video of this.
the Grid Life videos. Yeah, I watched the Grid Life videos too.
I love watching, just it's so neat. I mean,
I guess
when you
here's the
race,
because the cinematic quality of those.
yeah, I just think it's neat to watch. Being a racer, being on the track, you know the differences, how cars take corners different. A front wheel drive versus rear wheel drive, where you have the advantage over a driver and don't have it. And so it's funny when I watch those videos, I start thinking about that. Oh yeah, that's that section nuts. You can set them up to pass in there, and it's you think about those things, and it's neat to see where cars just can take lines different. And I mean, those are all things you start to learn when you start getting out on the track. How you just you got to be patient sometimes. It's like, okay,
I sit there. We were watching. Who's that guy that go karts? The karting guy.
Oh, driver. Super GT.
Yeah, Super GT. He does karting around the world, basically.
No, Britain mostly now.
Mostly Britain, but oh yeah, because of COVID. But it's amazing watching him karting, and you watch him set up people, and you see where he's faster, and he's pretty skilled. So,
all right. So we got 3 from down below on the case. This one, the others will have to get from above.
yeah. And now what we need to do is actually set the motor up so that we can get to that.
So now we need the pry bar.
Yeah.
Do you have the bolt back there?
I don't.
You ever seen when Mugen put a V8 in the RL?
No.
Put a Mugen V8 in my generation RL.
Oh, that's cool.
Like a running concept car. That's what I need in my life. Mugen V8.
Is it working?
No, we'll do it with, I'll put it on jack and come in from the top. All right. All right, guys, we're gonna call it quits for tonight. 9:40.
I think that's an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's my bedtime.
That was a hour and a half stream, 94 minutes.
Wow.
But you got anything to sign off for my people to?
Yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We'll be back Tuesday, obviously. Tuesday night, we're gonna do, let's see, that's the first Tuesday of the month, so we'll be doing our regular 1 hour, and then we're gonna go into the shop probably about 15, 20 minutes after that and work on the K.
AF.
Yeah, the AFK swap. So, which is first gen CRX and third gen Civic, and then we'll, and then hopefully we'll be back in Thursday night too. So I have a different car.
We'll do our best to come in on Thursdays
Yeah.
also when we're working on stuff.
Absolutely. All right.
We're
cool.
enjoying the live streams.
Thank you very much, guys. Talk to you later.